Alright guys, this is Ash XMA and welcome back to more of Sonic 06, and today we're going to be taking on Aqua Base. Then we're going to be taking on the last version of Wave Ocean. Finally, freaking finally, I got so tired of that stage after Silver's version, or I should say Blaze's version. It is just, it's gotten really old. And so is this stage, because there is really nothing all that different. It is pretty much just like Flame, just like Crisis City, just like every other stage. It's pretty much Sonic and Silver's stage combined with a little bit more foreshadow, but it's pretty much the exact same thing. And honestly, I am just getting really tired of this. It is pretty lazy in my opinion, and I want something more original. I want something that I haven't seen before, but I guess this is what I get. This is what I get for playing Sonic 06. Also, I will mention that I hate these worms. I hate them especially in Shadow's story because they tend to dive under the floors a lot more than they used to. And also their hitboxes are pretty wonky. As you can see right there, I was actually hitting the damn snake, but apparently, according to the hitbox, I was not. And these things are really annoying because you could have sworn that you're hitting, like right here, I should have been hitting him. For some reason it didn't register, and then once I actually went back in to hit him, it actually worked. I don't know. This game is just stupid on so many levels. Luckily, this game is almost over. We only got one more part of Shadows. After this, then we got just two final parts. One of which is going to be mostly cutscenes. But, yeah. Well, no, strike that. The last one will be mostly cutscenes, but I will be giving my opinions on the last video of what I think of the game. And if I'd like to see something like this return or not in the Sonic formula. And, yeah, the next part, or not the next part, but the first final part is basically going to be the end of the world and the final boss. That's pretty much all it's going to be. But first we gotta get through Shadow's story, and it's not that interesting, honestly. I mean, Shadow's story does have more to do with what's actually going on. Like, he has to do with Mephiles, and even freaking Silver's story has more to going on than Sonic's story. Sonic was just rescuing the princess over and over again, while Shadow's story is to defeat Mephiles, one of the actual main villains, and Silver's was to defeat Iblis, one of the main villains from this game. It's like, why doesn't Sonic come into contact with any of these villains? He's the main character. I mean, I guess you could say that both Shadow and Silver are kind of main characters, but the game's called Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic should at least get more to do with the actual plot. And I'm sorry for complaining, but I really had to get that out. It doesn't make sense why Sonic doesn't have really much of anything to do with the actual plot in this game besides guarding Elise, I guess you could say. Also, yes, original, it's Silver again. And just like before, I consider him to be probably the best part of the game because his combat is a bit more unique and it doesn't really screw up on me as much as the others used to. Unfortunately, we only get to play as him for a little bit. Actually, after this, after we get through this little section, we're going to take a hard left in order to avoid a little platforming section over there. And then we'll have to hit a switch which will end this little segment of Silver. And god dang it, I really hate how the rings in this game are physics-based. It's like, I think I said that in a Flame Core, but I will say it again, I hate how the rings are physics-based. Also, Shadow died, and he won't be getting back up. And sorry if you hear that squeaking, I'm actually kind of adjusting my chair right now because the chair I'm sitting in isn't exactly that comfy, but it's all I got for right now. I'm so glad this game is almost over. I want to play an actual good game besides Akiba's Trip. And yes, I will be continuing that game after this one, but I'm also going to be starting up another game. I'm trying to decide whether I should do maybe Lollipop Chainsaw, like I said before, or God, I have so many PS3 games now. Like, I've only had the PS3 since July, and I have like probably about over 10 games for it, and I'm just. And the sad thing is, I'm getting a PS4 for Christmas, so I'll have more shit on my freaking shelves. But I'm if the PS4 is more like the PS3 as well, I will be probably recording some PS4 footage for games that I get, especially maybe of Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3 if those games are good. Which Kingdom Hearts 3 I have more faith in will be actually good. But Final Fantasy 15, after Square Enix's little mess up with 13, I am not all that optimistic with it. Like, I will give it a chance. I will give it a chance, but I am not that optimistic about the Final Fantasy series after what happened to 13. But we'll see what happens. Also, Silent Hills, I'm kind of interested, and after seeing that demo, I don't really know what to think about it. I don't know if that was just a demo to show off like what the graphics could do, but I really hope it's not what the game will actually look like, or I should say play like, because for me, Silent Hill should always be a third-person type of game. I don't think first-person would actually work that well, because it feels like it kind of, well, I shouldn't say copied Amnesia, because there are games before Amnesia that use the same thing. But it doesn't really feel all that original. But that's just me. Silent Hills, though, I am still interested in. And Guillermo del Toro's helping out with it, who I am a big fan of. Thank you for making Pacific Rim, because that is one of my favorite action movies of all time, just because the fights and everything. Yes, I love Pacific Rim, guys. Sue me. I still think it's a legitimately good movie, unlike the Transformers movies. And also, Kojima's working on it. I don't hate the guy. I just kind of don't like how the Metal Gear Solid is like over half cutscenes, which I'm kind of against in games. Is that when over half the game is actual cutscenes and less than half is actual gameplay. If they could balance that out, though, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Metal Gear Solid, and it's what, 48 minute to 2 hour final cutscene. Whatever. I mean, it's his games. I'm not gonna complain. Actually, I did get the entire Metal Gear Solid series. Well, I wouldn't say the entire series, but I got the Metal Gear Solid HD collection and Metal Gear Solid 4. So I will probably. I'm actually enjoying those games, and more so than I was actually anticipating that I would. Mainly because, like, I'm not a big stealth person. I don't usually play stealth games. Like, the last one I played was Batman Arkham City. And that game I enjoyed immensely, but I'm surprised I'm actually enjoying... Okay, that box is spontaneously combusted. I'm actually surprised at how much I'm enjoying the Metal Gear Solid series. Guess it was better for me to actually play them than just say, oh, they suck. Because, yes, I actually used to really be like that. If I couldn't get a game, I'd just say it would suck. But I learned my lessons. Pretty much like I did with Uncharted. I used to say Uncharted was nothing more than a video game wanting to be a movie. But I learned that it's a pretty damn fun series. Uncharted 2 is probably my favorite in the series. Along with, I think everybody else is pretty much too as well. Yeah, just kind of getting little confessions out of my way. But I hope everyone's having a good day. I'm actually recording this, well, the commentary anyways. I'm recording this maybe about 2 hours after I recorded episode 19, I think it was, of this playthrough. So it should be, my voice is a little bit worn out, but you know what, I'll just deal with it. Plus, I'm glad it's pretty cold here. It might sound kind of weird for me to say that I like the cold, but I always like it when the weather reflects the time of year. Like whenever when it's cold here, or whenever it's cold here, it reflects the winter. Whenever it's fall, it kind of gets a little bit warmer, etc., etc. I don't know. That's just a little something weird that I have to do with. But that's the end of Aqua Base. Or, yeah, Aqua Base, I think it is. And we got a rank. And let's move on.
Chaos control! What? Stop. Who are you?
I'm Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow. Your face. Your form. I will remember. Your death. Certain. You will die.
Did you do it? Yes. And you? Yes. The flames are properly sealed. It's done. You're going to leave it behind? Yes. I already know what becomes of it in the future. It's time to return. Yes, of course.
Chaos control!
You're back sooner than I expected. Omega is still in pursuit of Mephiles. So, where's the kid? What did you find 10 years ago?
I need you to access GUN's database. Specifically, find out what materials the Scepter of Darkness was made from.
Sure. But you haven't answered my question yet.
I found the means to seal Mephiles.
Alright, and now we have a little, I'd say, side mission. All we gotta do here is destroy all these Iblis monsters to save the archaeologist, and I for some reason get lost here, and I think I know why. It was because, I think it's later on, I think it was in the next episode, that we have to do a certain mission that's like this a lot, but we have to move through the town in order to get to a certain area, and I thought that this was the one, but no, I was like, eh. So I was really confused, but then I remembered a little bit later that, I remember a little, in a little bit that, oh wait, this is actually the other town. I'm actually following this girl because I think, oh, maybe she's like leading me somewheres. Maybe, nope. And yeah, I go over here and I'm just like, why can't I get through here? Then I remember, oh shit, I'm actually going the wrong way because this wasn't the mission I was thinking of. And that's kind of the problem that I have with this game, with its missions like this, is that they all kind of blend together and be kind of confusing. And, yeah, thank you. She's basically telling us about how to get the new Scepter of Darkness, which we will be using to, I believe, steal Mephiles in the current time. And, actually, the Scepter is not far from here, I don't believe. I don't believe it takes me that long. The first time I was looking for it, oh god, did it take me a long time. Because I couldn't figure out where this fountain was. Good old A rank. Yeah, because you have to go to a fountain and use your Chaos Spears in order to ignite the flames, and then a new Scepter of Darkness will appear. But two things happened. One, I couldn't find the damn thing. And in this playthrough, the Chaos Spears were actually kind of glitching up for me because I tried to ignite them. Like, I tried to jump, and I tried to press the right button, but nothing was happening. And so I thought maybe I had to do something else, and then I tried it again, and it actually worked. So, I guess the game kind of glitched out there. Either that, or I'm just stupid. But anyways. Yeah, now we just have to kind of skate around town, and I really don't like Soliana as a hub world. I'm sorry, guys. If you like it as a hub world, that's fine, but as for me, this place is so bland, and everything just kind of looks... It doesn't really look the same, but there's nothing to distinguish where is where. Like, which way is which way, like landmarks, basically. It's kind of like in Isle Delfino. You had all these kind of little landmarks that could point you in the right direction. But in this, there is really nothing. It's just you skating around in pretty much empty hub world with a few humans walking around. And yeah. There's just nothing really interesting to it. Also, the pop-in is pretty annoying as well. And then I remember, oh, it's down here. And yeah, so you're gonna see me... I'm just kind of walking around at this point. See, I was trying to use a Chaos Spear there, but for some reason it wouldn't work. And like, I'm talking to these guys because I was thinking maybe I was doing something wrong. Maybe I had to talk to someone before I could do this. But nope. I am just kind of skating over here for no reason and testing it out again. Like, I was so confused on what was happening. Like, then I realized, oh wait, maybe the game decided to splurge on me again. And yeah, there we go. Good old Chaos Spear. Sorry if I hit anyone with Chaos Energy. And yeah, so once I get this, another Scepter of Darkness will appear, and now we can finally go stop Mephiles. But not before going through Wave Ocean one more time. Oh yeah, I forgot. Fuck. I forgot that we did have to go through Wave Ocean again. Wait, no, did I say? Yeah, I think I said that this was the last time that we have to go through Wave Ocean in the intro. Whatever. Like, oh crap. I kind of had a dirt moment here because I forgot that you don't have a trail of rings to follow, and I was kind of confused whether there was another back way to get to the portal. But no, there's actually a spring. Yeah, then I realized, oh, a spring. That might help. That might help me get there. And yeah, another hang gliding section. This is pretty much just like the one in, I believe it was Crisis City. Just go around, shoot everything. Really, this is probably the most entertaining part of Shadow's story right now. Just because you don't really have any control, so you're pretty much safe from harm as long as you keep shooting. Like, you can move up and down and a little bit left to right, but it's not enough to veer you off into something dangerous. I don't know why I was going down here to shoot all these things. I think I was just trying to spite the game at this point. And yeah, this is pretty much padding to some degree, because there's really, besides a cutscene at the end of this little stage, there's no real reason why we should be here. All that we're here for is to get Omega. Because apparently he kind of went off on his own, which, I don't know. But, whatever. This will pretty much be the rest of the video, by the way. We're just going to be going through Wave Ocean and getting to that last little cutscene. It's really been kind of tough commentating over this stuff because it's just stuff that we've already seen. It's stuff that I've already explained, and it's just not that interesting. Oh, great. Okay. Probably the best way to get through this section is to charge up your shots, because they actually do more damage if you do it that way. All you gotta do is just hold down the fire button, and then you will end up doing that. Or you can just punch them like I'm doing right here. Also, yes, the hitboxes are pretty weird here as well. Oh, God. Oh, God. Wave Ocean again. So entertaining. Yeah, and I chose to play this game because, as a Sonic fan, I promised myself if I was to play... the very first game, the very first console game I would ever play, if I ever got a capture card, was this game. And so I decided, you know what? I'm getting a PS3, I'm getting a capture card. I was gonna do it. I was gonna play through Sonic 06. And I kind of regret doing that now because it's been pretty bad. But, you know what? Since the game's almost over, we only have about 4... Well, actually, after this, 3 more parts. Yep. Then the game will finally be done, and we can move on to bigger and better things. I think right here, I was wondering where I could fly to, because I remember that at one point in the first playthrough I did of this game, I remember I took a big shortcut, but I couldn't remember where it was. Over here, I kind of backtracked a bit, because I was an idiot. Oh. I went into the freaking rocks. I just don't know. Like, I don't get how Sega could put out a game like this. It's far from being fun. And I hope to God, they aren't getting back into bad habits with Sonic Boom. I really hope not. Or I should say Big Red Button in that case, that's their fault. They're ones that developed the game, and they should have tested it. But no, apparently not. Apparently that's just too good for them. Just like testing this game was too good for freaking Sega. Kids, if you want to become a game developer, just don't do this. Don't not test your game, because that can lead to terrible things. Backlash, a loss in fans, which can actually kind of jeopardize your franchise if you don't have a big fan base. Or if you even have a big fan base like this, it can cause a lot of fans to get pissed off and probably quit the games altogether. Because I will tell you this right now, if this is the direction that the series would have gone in, after this game, I wouldn't have been a Sonic fan anymore, because I don't like how this game looks. I don't like how the game plays. It's just... No. You don't do this to you don't do this to Sonic. This is not the way Sonic is supposed to be. But I'll be explaining that, like I said, in the final episode, where we kind of sit through the credits. Or at least I sit through some of the credits and talk about what I thought of the game. We'll say, though, the one thing of this game I would recommend that you get if you don't have it is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is really freaking good. Like I said before, one of my favorite tracks in the game is the Princess Elise theme, and also the Crush 40 version of His World. And let me think, there was another track that I really liked. Oh right, it was Kingdom Valley's Sonic Speed section. I love that theme a lot. Excuse me, I need to take a drink. Oh God. Oh yeah, I guess I should have explained this. Whenever you get to this little section, all you gotta do is go into that cave and press a switch. You come over here, this kind of horseshoe-like cave, and this little gate will open, and you can go through. And now begins the section that a lot of people hate, but I didn't really find it all that annoying. I just found it to be kind of confusing, because what you have to do here, coming up, is you're going to get another hovercraft section. And this time, you're not going to have so many enemies trying to kill you, but you're going to have to try to find the goal ring, which, being in a large area like this, can be kind of confusing, because they don't really give you any direction to go. So, yeah. It can be kind of annoying, kind of confusing, but you know what? It's definitely not the worst thing I've played in Shadow Story. No. That would still be the freaking motorcycle section in Radical Train. And yeah, you can actually shoot down some of these boardwalks in order to kill some of the enemies on them, so if you want to do that, go ahead and do it. And actually here, I was thinking that maybe if I went through them, they would lead me to the goal ring, but nope, they're just there for no reason, really. I was actually confused by this, because I saw that there was a ramp. I didn't think maybe this is something that was left over from Sonic's story? From Sonic's version of Wave Ocean, but I don't know. Maybe it was something they were using to test the physics of this game. Knowing Sega, they probably did. That's probably what happened. And here, something happens. I cannot get off the hovercraft for some reason. But luckily, you aren't required to bounce off that spring. You can actually just use the hovercraft and get over there on your own. So, oh my god, thank god, that is the end of Wave Ocean for this entire game. Well, actually, strike that. We do have a bit of it in the last story, but it is far, far shorter than anything in this game. So yeah, that's about it.
This only proves you were created to stop Shadow, the ultimate life form. Don't tell me you didn't know. You may have been programmed by humanity, but what you did to Shadow in the future, that was your...
What just happened?
Shadow. The one that defeats and seals you in the future is me.
It's so unfair. Shadow's always here to defend the world. Despite that,
Eventually, when something or someone is seen as too powerful, it is seen as a threat. And then the world becomes its enemy.
Shadow? Even if you believe everyone in the world will be against you, know that I'll always remain by your side. Remember that.